They say jazz is all about rhythms, right? They say it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing.
My question is there a universal key rhythm that I can learn and apply that will change everything, or is there just a bunch of virtually infinite rhythms that I need to learn to get my playing going? In this video, you're going to find out if you know that secret key rhythm. We're going to find out, number 2, how far you took it, how deep you took that rhythm, if you can identify in different places. And number 3, I'm going to give you tools to implement that in your playing to go way deeper in the world of rhythm. So let's get going. Right, guys, you're ready? The most famous used rhythm in music is a Charleston. I'll give you the example here, just counting off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So it's a punch on the 1 and a punch on the end of 2. And this is, according to ethnomusicologists, the most used rhythm in human history, not just in pop music and blues and funk, American music, also in classical, and all sorts of different cultures have musics that are centered around the Charleston figure. Of course, they don't always call it the Charleston, but it is really, really key to mastering any or other all rhythms. It consists of a dotted quarter note followed by an eighth note, so we could say it's an odd grouping of a binary rhythmic figure, because a dotted quarter actually means it's 3 eighth notes bundled together in one, right? Another instance would be an even grouping of a ternary figure, of a non-binary figure, like grouping 2 or 4 triplets together, but that's a topic for another video. So in case you don't know me, my name is Marc from Jazz Guitar Lessons. I've been teaching hundreds, thousands of students to coach them and mentor them in order to learn the fine art of jazz guitar. And in this video, we're going to uncover the secrets of that to tell you that Charlestons are everywhere, and I started with one with just a good old C13 here to tell you, well, it's everywhere, but look, it's on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, pretty corny, but here it is on beat 2. I'll just change my count and keep playing the exact same thing. You're going to feel the nature of the displacement kick in. You ready? A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Right, so now I'm playing the blues in the key of C. I'll put the download to a reliable iReal backing track. So that's the track, the C blues of 12 bars, is the one that we'll be using throughout this video for capping different examples of different Charlestons on different beats. So let's get going with the materials. Here's a walk before you run analogy. Here's the complete C blues Charleston starting on beat 1. I would strongly advise that you get this one completely nailed down, completely right before starting to tackle variations. The 3 chords we're gonna use is C13 to an F9 and to a G9, and that's it. We're not even doing a 2/5 turnaround. We're just really doing the blues in the key of C in its main format. Off we go. Charleston on beat 1. A 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Now this may sound pretty pedantic, but mind you, there's 2 things I did. Notice I didn't shut up. I kept counting. Counting is really, really important. And the second aspect is there's a long and a short. So I go long, short, to long, short. It's possible to do it backwards or to it differently. For this whole video, we're going to do long, short Charlestons. So a very first variation is to tackle the Charleston 1 8th note late. We're going to start it on the end of 1. And it's 1 8th note to the right of beat 1. So it looks something like this. And when I count it, I go 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. It really forces me to know exactly where the end of 1 is and when beat 3 is. Here's a demo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 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 2, 3, 4, and 1. Good job. Now that you know how to displace the 8th note later Charleston, which starts on the end of beat 1, now we're going to go back an 8th note from beat 1. We're going to start on the end of 4. Essentially, we're creating a pickup. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. So we start on the end of 4 and we land safely on beat 2. Here's a demo. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 1, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 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 3, 4, and 1, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So notice, so far your walk before you run step was right on beat 1. We did a displacement to the right, a displacement to the left. Now let's do one further displacement to the right and start right on beat 2. So these three, the toddler, the walk before you run exercise, and these three variations constitute what I consider the easy level of Charleston's displacements. All right, starting on 2. Ready? On 2. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 4. That 1, 2, 3, and 4. That 1, 2, 3, and 4. That 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. And 1. Always count. Always, always, always count. Now, as far as Charleston's figures are concerned, this may be all you need, because if you start to look at it like this, as they did in Galbraith's book and other methods, you will start to hear the Charlestons friggin' everywhere in all of music. So start on beat 1, displace it a little bit to the right, to the left, and a little more, and that's it. Now for the rest of this video, I'm going to cut the demo shorts, but I want to go to intermediate exercises and ninja and Jedi exercises, which means even more challenging placements of Charleston figures. And it's always going to be the same thing. We do a long short, and we do a quarter note dotted to an 8th note. So a dotted quarter note to an 8th note. That was an odd way to say it. And that's all we do. But by doing these exercises over and over, for me, what it gave me was really a systematic understanding of the placement of beats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And a really good excuse to keep on counting, because if I stop counting while I do this, I will completely get lost and miss the next one. So here's an excuse to get counting. Here's an excuse to get accounting towards all of the little shadowy corners of the bar. So it's just a bar 4/4, but how well do I play within the bar 4/4 is also a pretty good indication of how well I can improvise and comp for other players. So let's dig into the more interesting exercises. The first intermediate exercise I like to tackle is called the end of 3. So I will start on the end of 3 of the bar before to land on C on beat 1. So what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Right, so I start on the G7, G9, which is actually bar 12 of the blues in B flat, right? So it's the last bar picking up into the next one. So it's a pretty convenient intermediate one because I still land right on beat 1, but the tricky part is to getting the pickup correctly. So here's a short demo. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 1. Good. So as part of that intermediate exercise, we got the end of 3 landing right on 1. What if I started on beat 3 now? I would have the end of 4. So it's also a pickup exercise in that I start in the bar prior. In bar 12, I will count 2 bars now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Right. So what I do is I start on beat 3 of bar 12, so that the end of 4 of bar 12 is my pickup, is my jump, my launch into beat 1, which is an intermediate exercise. If you can't master these two, I will just recommend you wait until you get to the ninja and Jedi exercises later in this video. Here's a quick demo. Starting on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 1, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Good. So if you're at this point in this video, I'm just going to take you through the ninja exercise and the Jedi exercise. So the ninja would be to start on the end of 2. And here's the pickle here. If I start on the end of 2 like this, I go 1, 2, and 3, 4. So I start on the end of 2 and I land on 4. The tricky part is to get 4 to be an anticipation of the chord in the next bar. So I would still actually start it on beat bar 12, so beat 2 of bar 12, which is our pickup bar, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, right? So it's a pretty hectic move. Let me try to demo this. Standing on F of 2, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 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 1, 2, and 3, 4. So the tricky part about this is to get used that the 4 is a big push. So another exercise I would recommend is you can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, and for each bar or every other bar, every 4 bars, you sort of put a big push. That's how we call the 4. So put a big push in the chord in the next bar. I'll demonstrate it with a backing track just now. Just landing on beat 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So getting used to this 4, that's sort of a big push, a big 4 motion, is somewhat easier at faster tempo, but it's also important to do it at slow tempo so you know where it is and you can subdivide it. Now, after we started on the end of 2 and landed on 4, what I recommend is that we really start on beat 4 and then have the other figure on the end of 1. That's the most ninja one you can find. That's the hardest of all. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2. So it's taking original Charleston and just displacing it 1 quarter note to the left, which is extremely challenging. Let me just try to demonstrate this quick. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 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 3, 4. You'll get used to it. All right. Jedi level. If you got here, it's because this stuff is interesting to you, and I'll expose you to a few things that you can do. The first thing I love to do is to tackle 2 Charlestons in a row. So one thing would be to do one dotted quarter, another dotted quarter, and an 8th note. For instance, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, right? So this wraps up over a longer time, a longer bar. So at this time, you got to be really cautious as where the beats fall, so which chord you want to play. I recommend if you play the beat 4 or end of 4, it's got to be the chord that belongs to the next bar as an anticipation. And if not, well, you'll figure it out. And if you start to do combined Charlestons, you can start to displace them as well. So they will start in different places and it's going to totally mess you up. That's why I say it's a Jedi move. Also, another Jedi move is to stop doing it not necessarily with chords, but we can do it with single notes, and you could solo on say the blues in C like this and just play consecutive dotted quarter notes until they wrap up. So if you do a dotted quarter, and you keep going, it will take 3 bars until you hit beat 1. So it means you will hit beat 1 of bar 4, you'll hit beat 1 of bar 1, and then beat 1 of bar 4. But remember, you could also take this and displace it an 8th note to the right and to the left, and that could yield to really amazing results. Let me demonstrate this one quickly with single note soloing. I'm going to try not to mess it up. It's much faster now. now wrapped up on beat 1. So after one full chorus, you wrap up in beat 1 because it wraps up every 3 bars, so every, count of a common denominator 3, it will wrap up, but you can also displace that stuff. Alright guys, that's it for the Charleston lecture. So again, as promised in the title, is there a single rhythm that's a key to everything? It's this one, for sure. And make sure that you watch my key jazz rhythms video and this other rhythm video to get more the bare bone basics down in order to do some good comping over standards, and I'll see you on the channel. Take care, bye.